after what has been a miserable year for many passengers.
Northern Rail operates across the north, but interestingly, it was passengers in the Greater Manchester area that were the least satisfied with their rail services. Now, Transport Focus says services have got a lot better since December, but you wouldn't have thought that speaking to passengers this morning here at Piccadilly.
Always very crowded, often short-formed, and occasionally it doesn't come at all.
Since May, I've not caught a single train on time. It's either delayed going out or delayed on the way, literally not taking a single one.
Sometimes you hear people shouting and getting frustrated, asking people to move because people want to get off.
Do you think you get value for money for your ticket?
No. No, it's constantly going up every year and it's really expensive.
Despite the poor services, fares have continued to rise. Now, passengers say they want to see better value for money before they'll feel confident again in the companies that run their rail services.
Judy Hobson there. Now, a conference in Manchester this week is exploring how to keep young people safe online. It's a perennial problem for parents and grandparents who look after youngsters who seem sometimes to be physically attached to their phones or their gaming devices. Or Sara Rowbotham exposed the Rochdale grooming scandal. Matt Haworth organised the conference. I spoke to them a little earlier.
Young people very much are growing up in quite a different world these days, and that can be quite hard to understand. So I think it's really important everybody brushes up on some of these lessons. But really, you know, the guidelines are the same. I was taught as a kid not to get into a stranger's car. You know, similarly, we shouldn't be, you know, letting our kids message strangers online.
Kids are leaving us, people of my generation, behind, aren't they?
Well, ultimately, don't feel bad about that, Roger, and I think that's the important message for lots of parents. You are the adult and they are the child, and yes, they might know something about technology or use language that you aren't familiar with, but you will always know more. You'll always know more about your child and you'll always know how to protect your child.
What are the warning signs that parents should look out for then?
It's a really difficult question to answer because teenagers will behave like teenagers. So your chatty child who used to be really sociable might become quite isolated and spend hours and hours in their bedroom, and some of that is just about being an ordinary teenager.
With the experience you had in Rochdale, you know, it was people being groomed face to face in takeaways in the town. Is this more sinister now?
It's a really good question. I think perpetrators are using the tools that are available to them. So they're using access to young people through the internet, through their mobile phone usage, through social media. I think it's our responsibility to adapt ourselves to make sure that those weapons of choice, that we infiltrate them and find clever ways to further protect our children.
It's about making good judgments. If a stranger reaches out to you across the internet, you know, offering something, wanting to meet, offering promises, offering money, to be cynical about that and to reject that is a skill that we really need to teach kids.
And very briefly, if someone is watching and they are worried about their child, what do they do?
Every area now will have a specialist service who are able to support young people around, certainly around child sexual exploitation. There's lots of information online. So CEOP, for example, is the online child exploitation unit. Parents can certainly contact the NSPCC, the Children's Society. Having a look for that information online will support parents to feel better equipped to be able to deal with it.
Sara Rowbotham, thank you very much indeed. Matt Haworth too, thank you.
Thank you.
Just quickly before the weather, a mention of a charity which has been established in memory of our colleague Diane Oxberry. It's less than a month, of course, since Diane died from ovarian cancer. At the age of 51, Diane's husband Ian has set it up to help other families who are affected by sudden bereavement from the same illness. Almost £5,000 has been raised in the first few hours. Thank you to everybody who has already donated. If you go online and search Diane Oxberry Charity, you will find it. Right, here's the weather with Alex Hamilton.
Good afternoon. Well, it looks as though we've got snow, sleet and rain from this frontal system, and this low pressure system waiting in the wings will bring more wintry weather for Thursday and Friday. The Met Office have issued a yellow weather warning for snow and ice going through today and into tomorrow. As this mixture of rain, sleet and snow moves away to the east, there will be some slush left behind with highs of around 4 degrees Celsius. Overnight, under clear skies, still a few wintry showers, but it will be cold, and that's when that slush will refreeze. You can expect lows of around -3 degrees Celsius. Then tomorrow, still a few wintry showers around, but there will be some brightness in the afternoon with highs